Hello, ni hao. I'm coming at you from Southeast Georgia on May 1st of 2017 in my family home. I'm a mere 3 weeks from pulling the trigger on moving to China. And as I make my final preparations, I'm faced with questions, all of which center around why does someone who's 34 and has the professional experience that you have want to do something like this? Why do you want to go spend a year in Asia? That's a very, very reasonable question. But my answer to that only encourages me to keep moving down this path. And it can be summed up in two parts. The first part is emotional. I have these feelings of curiosity, of excitement, and a little bit of fear that have just encouraged me to stay on this path and pull the trigger. I'm really curious about what life is like over there. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does the food taste like? What are all the things that go into the culture? Also, I'm curious about what are the benefits, what are the long-term and short-term benefits that someone can gain by having to adjust to life over there. I think that they're intangible right now, but they'll be very, very tangible in the future. And that adaptability that comes with going over there and adjusting to life is a very, very attractive skill that I want. I'm also very excited about the uncertainty, opportunities I could come up with, the things I could learn from interacting with the business people over there, and just living life in the big booming metropolis of Shenzhen, China. It used to be a fishing village 30 years ago, and now it's on the front end of most tech cities in the world. That's all very, very uncertain, but very exciting. And then lastly, I'm a little bit scared. I admit that I have a manageable amount of fear going along with making this decision. But that only encourages me because I know when you make a decision that may have a little bit of fear associated with it, it's likely to lead to the highest amount of growth. So, as for the second component of my answer, there's a logical rationale behind why I'm going to do this. And to explain, previous jobs that I've had have either not paid me enough to live comfortably in my position, but haven't really demanded my best professional efforts, or they've paid me very well and they've paid me enough to survive comfortably where I lived, but they've demanded all the sum total of my professional energy so that I wasn't left with any reserves at the end of the day to pursue any creative or other professional ventures that I wanted to. This job teaching English will provide that. It requires about 30 hours of work per week, and it pays well over enough to live there. The people that are hiring me have promised that I will have enough to save. So I'm curious as to how I can use that reserve professional or creative energy to create something or to pursue something or to do something that I might not have otherwise had the opportunity to do had I been stuck in a job that I was working every waking hour or was concerned about having enough money at the end of the month. That's one very logical reason for doing this. As a final logical rationale, the best case and the worst case scenarios that go along with doing this are very acceptable to me. Worst case scenario, I go over there, my curiosity that I just talked about is met. I know what life is like in China. I've seen it, I've felt it, I've gained wisdom from doing it, and I'm okay with that. And maybe I won't even like it, but I'll be settled enough to know that I don't need to see it again. That's worst case scenario. Best case scenario is really unknowable. I learn Mandarin. I come up with a new opportunity that leads to building a base of knowledge that's really exciting for me that I can transfer back to the United States. I meet some incredible people and make lifelong friends. I travel through Southeast Asia. The list goes on and on and on. That's just a few parts or a few examples of certain things that could really, really come as benefits from doing this. So that's a shorter general version of the answer to why I'm doing this. But I hope you'll continue on this process or journey with me. I look forward to sharing everything I learn with you as I continue going through it. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in China.